Thanks, Yasser. Yes, indeed, we do have a very special guest, the mastermind behind the Grand Chess Tour and the 13th world champion, Mr. Garry Kasparov. Garry, first of all, welcome back to the show. I've seen you last time in Poland. Now we're in Croatia. It seems like everywhere the Grand Chess Tour goes, there's so much love.
Absolutely, but again, I'm so happy now we have traditions. Bucharest, Warsaw, Zagreb, and of course, everything will end up in St. Louis.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a tradition now here, and I think there was a spectacular opening ceremony yesterday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, 45 minutes live, prime time. So it's this on national TV, with the Prime Minister and members of the government, attending, and I think it was phenomenal. Yeah, and I mean, it shows that chess could also offer value for a sponsor.
Yeah.
So it's not just charity. It's a big deal, and I think the SuperUnited is happy, and I think the chess players are very happy because the standards are very high. I mean, you could see that chess is the game that receives respect it deserves.
Absolutely, and every single ballroom that we go to, it gets filled. In Romania, it was filled. In Poland, yeah. I mean, oh my God, what was?
And of course, many more people following.
Yes,
online. Now it's like it or not, but it's the most prestigious tournament in network in the world. And now with Magnus dropping out of the official cycle and participating in the Grand Chess Tour, so that definitely adds prestige to our event.
Speaking of one participant in the Grand Chess Tour is Duda, who's been having a pretty decent year. He did well in Bucharest, he did very well on home turf in Poland, and right now, what a great start against Nepo with the black pieces of victory.
Yes, I somehow missed the moment because the position was not great, but nothing just. From my perspective, I mean, there's nothing was indicating that it will be such a disaster for Nepo so quickly.
In fact, it seemed like he had a better preparation. He got the scotch on
yes, I know,
on the board.
He prepared, but I just he played very was exuberant confidence,
yes.
But I wasn't sure why you're so confident. I mean, it's just because the way I understand chess, he didn't tell me that his position was so great. So because Black has solid position in the center, c5 pawn is questionable. Pawn h5.
Yeah, and this was the mistake.
H5. As my late coach Alexander Kitin said, in this position, so h5, the best move will be to play h4, h2. But unfortunately, pawns do not go back.
Yes. Yeah, and this seems to be. Sort of what led to his demise. This pawn on h5 became a weakness later on, but we still have some games going on. Magnus seems to be doing quite well. He didn't do well in the beginning in Poland. After that, we were discussing at some point, and we weren't really thinking that he's going to come back.
Yes, he did.
He did come back.
Yes. It's a pity that he plays here only, as a wild card, not a full participant of the tour. So he'll be still, missing him in St. Louis. But again, it's just since his performance in Warsaw and was outstanding. Okay, the blitz section of that. And let's see what happens here. But again, he's undoubtedly a clear favorite.
You've been gauging their vibes at the opening ceremony. You talked with Magnus quite extensively. You were talking with Nepo as well. Who did you feel was in the best shape or in the best mood?
No, Magnus is relaxed now, so that's why I guess. With Nepo, you never know. But I think it's hard. Nepo, he understands. He's a sensitive man, and obviously, this horrible war, and the fact is that he's, technically, I know how you feel being Russian, especially if you stay there. So, and I think it has pressure. It puts pressure on him. Because he knows that he somehow also shares this collective responsibility for these heinous crimes committed in Ukraine. So that's why I think it's difficult for him to play.
Definitely feels like there's some psychological pressure on Nepo right now. We're hoping that he's going to show his best self in this tournament, but let's discuss this position. I mean, is there anything to discuss at this point?
There's anything to discuss. I still, I'm puzzled by the opening choice because as we discussed it briefly, that's the idea. The black should play d5 instead of exchanging on d4. That's late 80s, early 90s. Because when I started playing chess, this is in the 70s. That was kind of it's a type, CD4, D5, E5, knight E4, and then knight C3. So I remember I played it in Baku tournaments as a kid, typically for black pieces. Yeah, so that was when. And then just was the discover that you can play D5. And I think this was a kind of consultation game. I played after match with Nigel, 93 on stage. So, and I played with someone against Nigel and someone, and we played D5. And I think they were quite surprised. They took on D5 and played some kind of C4, but it's not good. So the right move E5, knight E4, and I remember I played it. This was against Chirila in one of the Linarises, I think in 2002 maybe, 2002 probably, yes. Yeah, and I took on C6, and
after D5, yeah.
Actually, it might be maybe when it was when there's so many Linares. Maybe it was my last Linares into just one of them. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
Yes, this is I took on C6 and no. E5, E5, knight E4, yes, and then to take on C6 and knight BD2. That's the that's the. And then this black could take. I think Chirila played bishop f5 here. I think so, but I'm not so sure already. But bishop h3 is just it's very ambitious idea. You want to trap the knight, but it doesn't look like you can do it. CD4 quickly. Magnus played very quickly.
Yes,
so
he was definitely aware of this.
Knight BD2, bishop f5, and look, knight b3. I don't know. Could you try playing knight f1 here? Because the idea is actually to trap the knight on d4.
Yeah.
So knight f1, then maybe f6, because now I want to do the same knight h4 f3, but with knight not on b3, but on f1. Which
much better place.
Exactly, much better place, because it could eventually show up on e3 or somewhere. But after maybe f6 here, but again f6 is just still this. After f6 is not. What's the next move?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure what's the white's next move. Black maybe play g5. I don't know. What's the white's next move?
Still very complex, and I'm sure Magnus was aware of this.
No,
He was
absolutely.
blitzing out his moves.
Yeah, he was playing very, very confidently.
He studied this for the World Championship match in 2018.
Yes. And he played b6, which is provoking knight h4, cutting this knight, and f3, g5. Yeah, but that's already it's so one-sided.
Yeah.
So
light squares.
Yeah.
Super
and
big.
this is
Very nice game so far, and I think we still have a few moves. We're just about to potentially see resignation.
A few moves, very few. Yes.
There's a
mate. That's it. I think there's no more moves.
This might be a resignation time. Bishop g3 to defend the mate. Bishop d4. E2.
No, bishop e2. Yes.
E2
Queen
is much
f1.
nicer.
Queen f1. Yes. Yes.
That's
bishop
mating.
d4. Yes.
Yeah, I think this is. And let's see, Gukesh has 30 seconds left.
No, but okay, but that's the.
Let's see the resignation.
Yeah, it's a pity. Yeah, so it's the. Yeah.
Slow start for Gukesh, but we kind of seen him do that often.
Look, he's just it's his first event
in the Grand Chess Tour.
In the Grand Chess Tour.
Yeah, first time he gets the wild card.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely a big moment for him.
Exactly, that's the.
Do you think there's some pressure? He's feeling some pressure.
Of course. And the first game you play with Magnus. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? Yes, okay.
Probably.
Yeah. What do you think?
He definitely has this cool, calm, collected look on his face, but inside of him there must be a fire burning.
Rook f6.
Isn't Queen f1 just made? Queen f1, Queen e2, Rook f3. Bishop f6.
I thought about playing. It's quite Rook f6 and Rook g6.
Yeah. No, this one, Rook f3, and I think finally we're going to see the resignation. He's still fighting. He's a fighter.
He's a fighter, but you probably should.
There's not much fight at this point.
Much fight.
There we go. We have a handshake in this one. Great start for Magnus. One of the. It's so strange to call him a wild card. Yeah, he's so good. He stole 13 Grand Chess Tour points in Poland. He's going to try to do the same.
Still, yeah, yes.
It's difficult to call him a wild card. Let's see, what do we have? Another one of.
He's not doing badly, yeah. So
Vicious.
Yes, the old man. Yeah, he knows
he
how
can
to
still
move the
play.
pieces.
He can still play for sure.
Yeah.
He has some chances, but just to stay on this one because Ricci only has a few seconds left.
And I lost position. Oh, wait, no, 97 next week.
So it's black to move. Knight d7 is coming.
97 is coming anyway.
How do you defend against?
97 comes anyway, no matter what you do.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably a draw.
Maybe rook e6. No, but rook e6, knight
So
d7
what? So what?
doesn't change anything.
You can go queen c7.
Sorry, queen e6.
Queen e6. Knight d7.
But knight d7 doesn't change anything.
Does the, you can go. What?
Rook d8 maybe after knight d7.
No, but that's why I say queen c7. No,
Queen c7 first. Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, knight d7 still. Knight takes f6. Knight takes f6. It's probably knight d5. I think should be a draw. Rook on f1.
Okay, yeah.
Very solid. Yeah. So I think that's a draw.
Everything on the lights
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
Well, protect everything is
You'll try
protected.
to open it up, but you're probably not.
It's just, yes. Opposite color, the rook on f1. I think it's just it's
20 seconds for Fabiano also. This one is turning into a
Ooh,
blitz slug.
queen
Queen
c7.
c7, okay.
Yeah, but he should go knight d7 because that's he should give up.
I remember in Poland,
Knight
we
d7,
had one of
rook
these
d8,
games.
So we still know how to move it.
Exactly.
Rook d8, knight takes f6.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
And now we're going to see knight to f6.
yeah, that's the
Great prediction.
rook d5, knight
Great
d5.
prediction.
And rook. Yeah, actually, you'll see which way he goes with the queen because this is the after
Maybe queen e5.
queen e5, knight f4.
Yeah.
Then it's easy. Then you draw immediately. Queen knight f4, then knight d3, knight takes f2, just to avoid. Yes. Queen knight f4, knight d3, just to. Or knight f4, maybe bishop b6. Yes. He still
Or queen
still
d8,
has.
maybe something like that.
Yeah.
There's still something.
Nah, that's just it's a dead draw. I don't see this. I would be very surprised because I see. Okay, technically, yeah, you can definitely try to play at e3. Ooh. Knight e3, queen e8 now, only move.
H5.
H5. Oh, that's another.
Okay, that's
Another.
maybe knight e3 was a bit ambitious.
Okay, you go knight d5 back now, and then he plays g5.
Knight e5.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but you don't do. You can't take knight from d5 to f1. I mean, that's you had square and f4 square. I mean, very good square for the knight.
Yeah, and we have another result. Lupulescu versus Saric has finished in a draw.
That's how you lose.
G5,
Yeah, but maybe it's not. That's still not f1. That's still drop. Maybe now h4 now.
That's the plan.
h4 and then draw.
I
Yes.
think h4 finishes the game.
Yes, h4 finished.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Yes.
sees it.
Yes.
He sees it.
Yes.
Fabi had some chances,
No, what chances?
and this one I believe it's a draw as well.
It's a draw?
Yes, Ali Reza. This is a true battle of generations.
It is true battle of generations, yes. Yeah.
That one was a draw, and this is the final game. Pending, but do you think Richie at some point starts playing for a win?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I mean,
Are you serious? Are you serious? This is a play for a win?
What can you do?
Who's not on f1?
Yeah,
This
probably
is
not going to happen.
I don't think look, in theory you should be careful because you have to probably move the king on on h3 because this is in theory bishop goes, queen goes on f2, now g1, but then king goes on h2, h3. So that's
Yeah. I
actually
think
c pawn is there.
the players definitely realize that. Perhaps soon we'll see a handshake.
Queen c2. Yeah. So c4 probably. He'll be greedy. I'm sure he'll play c4 now. He can play rook h4, rook g4 check of course, but the c4.
King h2. Okay. Inviting capture of the pawn on c3.
I don't know why he's inviting. Why guys you give the pawn?
And he's not taking it.
Yeah, he also with queen f2, which creates no threats.
Okay. No way. He
With
didn't
no
take it.
threats.
Yeah. So
Play c4, just keep the pawn. Keep
if
the
you take
damn
on
pawn.
c3, I give you checks, and then you cannot go on the
Yeah.
f5. It's a draw.
But it doesn't mean it's not about this. There's no threat. Think about rook f4 now. What does he want? Rook f4 and then what? Queen on g1.
Maybe I can just. give
So
the
then
same
you start
checks.
playing for a win. Rook f4.
Yeah.
Rook f4 now. This is I think.
Why not? Yeah.
No, but now it's.
If I get the knight out.
No,
Rook g4. Okay, that's a check.
And then knight goes from h2 to... Now, maybe you're right. So this is the...
I'm not sure you want to put the queen on g1.
No,
Just
no,
keep the queen on
of course.
e1. Don't let the knight get
go
out.
back on c2, c2, c2.
c2?
Of course,
Yeah.
that's correct. Yes, that's
Very
c2.
nice.
Make sure knight doesn't go away. Because if knights show up on f5 somewhere, you may have a little challenge. So
Yeah.
This is knight on 5, bishop on d5, king on h3. So
We've seen this type of imbalances go wrong for the queen.
king g5 now. Yeah.
King g5, some queen h7 ideas.
Yeah, but that still is the rook g4 check. Yes, but king g5. Oh yeah, king
g7.
King g7. You can play rook e4 now.
Okay.
Rook e4 to block and then prepare. Still, it's the it's difficult to take the knight out.
Yeah, that's the question. Will he get overly ambitious? By the way, he made that move with 2 seconds on his clock.
Protected the pawn.
Definitely feels like a good move, but
Queen e7 check. I mean, if I should start just to forget, but don't get too ambitious. Make it perpetual. Make it perpetual. That's
I think Richard is starting to play for a win right
Yeah,
now.
but the queen h7, like just queen h7 check, rook h4, queen f5 check, rook g4, king f6,
Pull the brakes.
and then just eventually it's just,
Bishop d6. Okay.
this is
Rook f7.
not the greatest idea that Fabi had. I think this, so rook f7,
Everything is still protected for white.
king h8.
Oof.
But after just now, knight e3, knight f5. Did I tell you knight goes on f5?
Yes.
Knight e3 and then knight goes on f5.
He's going for it.
Yeah, this is the question: is can you do perpetual after queen e2, knight f5, queen h5? Hopefully, knight h4 still.
But this is much more difficult than it should have been. Should have ever been.
Yes, knight f5 now,
Queen h5.
knight h4.
How do I? Rook f3. Okay. Still everything protected.
Yes, they're protected, and knight goes on. That's why knight goes on f5. 5 is the bishop on c5. You should not let bishop. This is,
Don't let the knight out. Yeah.
knight f5 now. Wait a second, knight f5 now.
Yeah.
What do you do after knight f5?
That's a good question.
Queen d2, queen b4, only move, yes? Not to lose the piece. Queen d2, queen b4.
Yes. Queen
Or
e2 or
rook
queen
f2,
e5.
rook f2, queen e5. And then he should decide, maybe king h3 chess. King h3 now. Come on, king h3 is stronger.
Maybe still
would say
king h3.
No, but you got king h3 immediately.
Yeah.
So this is which.
Okay, queen e5.
Should you take on d6? Because then it's a draw, but you can just.
I would keep the knight. Just
I also did because rook f4, rook h4 mate. It's mate.
king g4, rook h2 is also.
No, it's mate. Yes,
Yeah.
if rook goes on h5, it's mate.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just I think that's
And you don't have checks.
yeah.
This is a real threat right now. I think rook h2 is over if you don't pay attention. Wait a minute. What is this?
King
G4?
King g4 now. Over. Mate. Wow. This is
What is happening?
wow. Wow.
King g4, rook h2. I think there's no
Mate.
defense.
Mate.
My goodness.
Wow.
And king h7, rook h2, rook h6 is still a mate.
Still mate. Yes. Wow.
This is over.
Wow.
Wow. What a tournament.
Wow.
And they're smiling as well. Oh my goodness.
You could have taken Poland C3 5 times, so
Yeah.
he didn't want to take this. So
He got over
but
the ambitious.
yes, he was ambitious. Yes, he was absolutely wrong.
Gary.
This is a very solid position.
As usual, pleasure to have you here, commentate the games with us, tell us a bit about the Grand Chess Tour.
Okay, let's. The show goes on. Yeah.
We'll see you in the next couple of days.
Yeah, of course. I'm around.
And right now, we're going to go on a short commercial break, and we'll be back shortly with round 2.